shoot matches and match. Even if you have multiple MOs, please sit in a set together. You have partners, not chapters.
Um, there's a new sorry. Can you check something for me? I did. Yes.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love you guys so much.
I'm coming in 2 minutes.
You're like, oh, bad, like that. Manoj, Manoj. Anka.
Bye. Please listen up. So, everyone, please take out your transportation ticket and show and see if there is. If you are not yet 25 years old, it should be a J. It's KNJ. Is that right? If that's not the case, please come to me after GA. It's very important. If you're over 25 years, it should say E. Where? There are two numbers. So there is 000 whatever, then a backslash, and then K and E when you're older than 25 years or 25 years old. When you're below, it should say J.
Nelson.
If you're under 25, it should say J. If that's not the case, please come to me after GA. It's not that important, so you don't have to stand up now in front of me. It's just so we get fixed that. So, and the second thing is when there is a time. When it says 28, you have the wrong ticket, then please come to me too. So, second. Guys. So, guys, the next thing, if you are going to get lunch at the university, please prepare your tickets because you have to give them your ticket right away when you get your lunch. Today there was a huge complaining about that you were not ready, and just please take out your tickets for the day. Today it was the first ticket, tomorrow it will be the second ticket. Just be ready for it to give them up. Thank you very much. Then, for the cultural evening, after GA, please prepare your stuff for the cultural evening. It will be right in front of this lecture hall. It will be held. So, GA ends at 8, hopefully 6 o'clock, and then you have more than 1 hour left to prepare your stuff. So, don't get in a hurry. You have enough time to do all that. So, the next thing, we heard that not all of you were able to log into the Wi-Fi. Vicky, our awesome president, checked that for you. So, when you turn on your Wi-Fi, there will be
Oh yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So, you guys, the Wi-Fi name is Veranstaltung. I know it's in German, but you can read it up there. Then you have to type in IVSA, capital letters, all, please. Then the password. Everything is written small, it's small letters. Everything is written large, it's capital letters. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this first year. Have fun.
I know, I don't want a hug from you.
Hey guys! I'll check this.
Please take your seats in 30 seconds. If you are still standing up, please take your seats. Okay. Now we will start the general assembly. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to open first general assembly of 65th Vienna, Austria Summer Congress. Everybody welcome again. Today, now we are come to order to the first year of Austria in 2:43 p.m. in Austria local time. Okay, here's our agenda. First, our dear Secretary General and Vice President Emma von Ryan will make it the roll call. He will just call your name of your country. He will say present here, whatever you want. Okay? Please,
Okay.
Emma.
When I say I'm going to read out all the MOs, one of your country has to come down, get the cards from Akil. You're getting the color cards, the General Assembly booklet from Malcolm, and the voting cards from Anka. One of your countries, okay? Okay. So, I will say Batna, Algeria. I will say Queensland, Australia. I will say Austria. Yes. I will say Belgium. Yes. Pick up the card. I will say China, Nanjing.
Only one.
I will say China, Nanjing. I will say China, Beijing. I will say Croatia. I will say Czech Republic, Brno. I will say Denmark. I will say Estonia. I will say Finland. I will say Alfort, France. I will say Lyon, France. I will say Nantes, France.
Just one phrase. Only one from France, guys.
Only one per country.
One per country.
Not per month, per country. I will say Toulouse, France. I will say Germany. Yes. One per country.
Somebody come down, please.
I will say Thessaloniki, Greece. I will say Thessaloniki, Greece. One from your country. Spanish or not?
You can't come, Panos. Yeah, yeah.
You should not go away.
I will say Hungary. I will say Iran. Speak up.
Guys.
I will say Indonesia.
Guys, please don't talk between each other since you are talking in your country all the time.
I will say Naples, Italy. I will say Japan. I will say Pristina, Kosovo. I will say Selangor, Malaysia. Yes. I will say Kelantan, Malaysia. There. Yes. I will say Namibia. No, they don't.
I didn't pay attention to what because China, Beijing is already.
Namibia is not.
Namibia is not a candidate.
Okay,
They can have their vote.
Sorry guys. I will say Nepal. I will say Netherlands. I will say Accra, Nigeria. I will say Norway. I will say Palestine. I will say Philippines. I will say CBSUA Philippines. I will say Chaguari Bela. Okay, I'm going to try with this question. I will say Olsztyn, Poland.
Yes, I got the man.
I will say Wrocław, Poland. Can you speak up, please? Wrocław. Yeah. Just, I can't hear you if you're so far back. I will say Warsaw. I will say Lublin, Poland. I will say Poznan, Poland. I will say Krakow, Poland. I will say Portugal.
Who's the president?
I will say Yash, Romania.
He has an exam tomorrow.
I will say Timisoara, Romania.
He's coming, but tomorrow.
I will say Cluj-Napoca, Romania. I will say St. Petersburg, Russia. I will say Serbia, Belgrade. I will say Slovakia. Speak up, you have to come down and get a. I will say Slovenia. I How do you say South Africa? How do you say South Korea? How do you say Barcelona, Spain? How do you say Sweden? How do you say Zurich, Switzerland? See someone come down. How do you say Taiwan? How do you say Tunisia? How do you say Thailand? How do you say Ankara, Turkey? How do you say Bursa, Turkey? How do you say Istanbul, Turkey? How do you say Konya, Turkey? How do you say Samsun, Turkey?
Something Turkey.
How do you say UK, Ireland? How do you say Denmark? And also I would say Greece. And we also have our candidate members who are invited to see if you're here. You don't have to come down because you don't have voter cards yet. You can sorry, you do come down to fetch the colored cards. And fetch a booklet, please. How do you say Queensland, Australia? How do you say Mansoura? How do you say Kumasi, Ghana? A booklet and a colored card. How do you say Milan, Italy? How do you say Morocco? How do you say Bangladesh? How do you say Belen, Brazil? How do you say USLA? How do you say Pakistan? Not here yet. How do you say Bucharest, Romania? You can share with the other nations. How do you say Bern, Switzerland? Great. Then we have, for growth today, we have 32 out of the 44 countries, so we have scored with 73%.
Thank you for joining us. Okay. Now we will move on with the agenda. Welcoming introduction to police, prosthetics, and as you know, our Secretary General and Vice President of our rank in charge of the General Assemblies, and she will be making this presentation. Welcoming introduction. Before I move on, I just want to remind again, we have the policy stream as is written in the booklets. We are not writing there since you don't need more friends in your life. We are writing there, they are charged to help you about General Assembly. So if you have any question or if you want to ask anything, use them, ask them, use their experience. Okay, now I'm inviting the Secretary General and Vice President of IVSA, Emma Van Rooyen, for the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, since we have so many new members here, we're going to start with a brief introduction on what IVSA does. Some of you are very aware of all the things that we do as IVSA, but some of you are quite new to this. So if you're, oh my God, if you already know this, then this is your only time you get to be speaking during the day for a little bit. Okay, IVSA, the International Veterinary Students Association. We were founded in 1953 in Gießen in Germany. We're a non-profit organization and we're solely run by students and for students. This makes us the largest veterinary students association in the world, and our aim is to benefit the animals and the humans of the world. So we try to do this by harnessing the potential and dedication of veterinary students. So we want to help them exchange their veterinary skills, their education, and their knowledge. So we try to raise the overall promoted veterinary education in all countries worldwide. We try to do this by promoting educational opportunities, and these opportunities usually focus on certain topics, and our main topics are animal welfare, One Health, education, soft skills, and wellness. So we have over 30,000 members in over 100 different universities in 60 countries representing all continents of the world. So we have different projects that we have. So our main projects are obviously Congress and Symposium. You all are aware of the exchange that we do. You might not know about the different committees that we have. The Development Fund, which you'll also learn about during the presentation of Sophie, and our collaboration with international organizations. So first, the Development Fund, I'm only going to speak about it a little bit since Sophie's going to go in on this, is the Development Fund supports veterinary education, particularly in developing countries, and we try to do this by supplying equipment, books, financial support, and services. I'm just going to go over this because Sophie's going to repeat. We also have a scholarship fund, with which we try to fund individual veterinary students to experience a veterinary practice in a foreign country, so a scholarship to take part in something abroad. We also have a new fund since last year, which is the membership fee fund, which is what we're very proud of, to support member organizations that cannot afford the membership fee on their own. I think Sophie's going to also go into detail a bit more. So we have 5 different committees as of now: the Animal Welfare Committee, the Standing Committee on One Health, the Standing Committee on Veterinary Education, the Working Group on Policies, and the Working Group on Alumni. Akil, who is the committee coordinator, is going to give a presentation of all the projects that they've done this year. I'm just going to briefly show them to you, since they've also some old projects that might not get mentioned. So the Animal Welfare Committee focuses on spreading awareness on different projects and opportunities that are focused on animal welfare. So some of the things they do, they have a newsletter, they organize several events, we work together with Group Animal Protection, and we had our first IVSA Animal Welfare Conference in April, which some of you were present, which had 22 speakers from international organizations. Elders organizations represent the IVSA partners that we work with. We also had poster exhibitions on different issues in countries with the delegates. Just some photos really quickly. So next is the Standing Committee on Veterinary Education. So what they mainly do is they keep track of advances in veterinary education and they disseminate educational materials. They try to do this with the help of modern technology, so not mainly online. So the main projects they have is the Backstage platform, together with the MLD, where they promote exchange opportunities, but also internships, job offers, anything you can think of. The EduPlus platform, which has educational materials on it. Vet Talks. We recently had a survey on veterinary education. They've also created a vet career map, and they have webinars on different topics. So the vet career map, I think you're going to explain more about the career map. Focuses on all the different fields of veterinary medicine. I'm going to let Akil go into more detail on this, but it's really useful. Okay, then there's Vet Talks, which is like little mini lectures available for all of you. If you haven't checked them out, please go do it because they're really interesting and they're super short. They're maximum 15 minutes, so they don't take up too much time every day. They also create information leaflets just to give you some tips and some advice on things you might not hear or learn about in vet school. They have the EduPlus platform with the educational materials. They have different websites that they recommend and different subjects. We work together with VetStream, which offers online studying materials, which is free for IVSA. It's not free for any other member or for graduates. It's basically like a large veterinary medicine book now in a website where it has all the different diseases and all the different diagnostic materials and all that stuff. They also have really useful photos, which also explains what you see on the photo at the bottom. We recently had a survey on veterinary education, which you might have seen and filled in for the OIE Global Conference on Veterinary Education. I'll also go back to that a little bit later. Okay, then there's the Standing Committee on One Health. They develop scientific materials. They have local veterinary public health offices in universities. They collaborate with different organizations and they are part of the World Health Student Alliance, together with medical students, pharmacy students, and dental students. They create the Veterinary Public Health Journal, which has scientific information as well as interviews with different organizations, such as the FAO. Sorry. Okay, there's a working group on alumni, and our chair is President Isaac. He'll give the report a little bit later. So they are working really hard to set up an alumni network for all of those of you who are graduating and still want to be involved in IVSA. In the future, they also focus on the history of IVSA, and they enable veterinarians to support IVSA, so to give them a platform to actually help IVSA members. There's a working group on policies. They're writing position statements and policy papers. You'll also use consent of 3 of those, which we'll be voting on later. So those come from this committee. They create these to kind of create a global opinion on topics and issues, so that when we make a statement on IVSA, we know for sure that you all support it. We have student wellness, which we focus on, and which we'll bring up in the GA now that we want to create a committee on, and it raises awareness on the importance of wellness. It's important to already discuss this with the students and not wait until they're graduated. We're setting up several projects for that. One of the new initiatives is training new trainers, which will also come by later, so I won't go into detail too much now. Then IVSA enables students to do exchanges, which you're all aware of. They do about 25 group exchanges, I'm pretty sure it's more now, and Anke will also explain, and about 200 individual exchanges a year. These are all test exchanges. So the IVSA Congress is supposedly where you are now, so I won't explain what it is, since you kind of know. These are the past congresses. We have some things to look forward to, like Culture Evening, which we'll have tonight, which is at the bottom right there. Okay, we have the Excellence Award, which we'll also be awarding today. This is for an IVSA member that has excelled within their position. We didn't really have the opportunity to kind of say something positive about one of the members that's done a really good job, so that's why we created it last year. So we've handed it out to Panis from Greece, who was the Soviet chair last year, and in January we gave it to Utilai from Nepal, and we'll be giving the 3rd one this GA, so you'll be able to see that. The upcoming Congress is no longer in Istanbul, unfortunately, which we'll also present later, and the next Congress is going to be Malaysia next summer. You're supposed to have all read up on this. Can you please raise your hand if you've either seen the video on YouTube on the GA or have read the bylaws and the manuals? Okay, could be better. If you haven't done it, then it might be helpful to do it after the GA. So IVSA has a few different ways of governing the organization. We have constitution and bylaws, which we will discuss a few times this GA, which are kind of the rules of IVSA, the things we can and cannot do, how we're set up, what our aims are, that type of things. All decisions that are binding and longer than a year are made by the General Assembly, which is you guys. So you make the ultimate decisions. Then you also elect the Executive Committee, which is the guys in the blue shirt with the yellow things on the side. And me, I'm not wearing my shirt. And we run the organization on a daily basis, and we make decisions in between the GAs. But any binding decisions we still have to propose to the GAs. We have the Secretariat, which are the lovely people in the blue shirts with the white stripes. Yep. They help the expo throughout the year with various projects. We have the Trust, who's not present right now. They are old Expo Secretariat members that kind of advise Expo and help them anywhere needed. We have the committees and the working groups, which I just explained, and then there's you guys, the member organization. Okay, so this is the current executive committee. They also have the names on the shirt in case you forget. Don't worry, you can cheat and get the name. Okay, so currently we're registered in Denmark. We're really working really hard to relocate to Brussels and Belgium and register there. You've all seen the Constitution Amendment, so we'll be voting on this later with more explanation. So we have quite a few parties that we work very actively with, so they invite us to their events, they ask for our opinion on a lot of things, so we're really, really happy to have them. They're bigger international veterinary associations as well as student organizations, and some of our sponsors, so here we'll partner Merck. We have an amazing website, www.ivsa.org. It translates into 12 different languages, something like that. So if you haven't looked at it, please do it. And that was the first presentation. Now we will move on to explain how we're actually going to run the GA and how we're going to vote. So voting in Robert's Rules of Order. So for the voting, you will vote as a country altogether. You will each get 2 votes. There are different methods of casting votes, which we will explain. We have the Robert's Rules of Order newly revised, and I will explain to you what they are and how they use. So each country has 2 votes. We have 2 supranational entities, which is SAMA and UK and Ireland. That means that they are more than one country, but kind of covers one country. We vote with only 2 votes. Within your country, please come to an agreement on a decision and make sure that when you vote, everyone as much as possible agrees with the vote, and try to have each MO have an equal say. Even though there might be one member from one MO and 7 from the other MO, please just make sure that everyone has an equal say. So you can vote in 3 different ways. You can either vote for or in favor, which is to support the motion, or you can vote against. If you don't vote, your vote will be called an abstain vote. This kind of is a non-vote. So it will take out the total amount of votes and it won't count towards the voting. So it can kind of be explained as you're halfway in between for and against, you don't really have an opinion about the matter, or you feel like you don't have enough knowledge to make a decision. So it really is, it doesn't have any meaning to it. It's not preferential for against or for. So we will, when we vote for a person, so when we're doing elections, we will not allow voting against the person. You will get a ballot and you will have to say who you're in favor for. So you can either vote for the same person twice, vote for different people, or abstain your vote. There's all different kinds of matching things. So this is just an example of voting as a country. So this is just an example of how you should kind of equally divide your votes. So if you have more than one MO, you should kind of come together and make a decision together. So select one delegate per GA that will vote during all GA, that will hold up the cards. So whatever method of voting you're using, if you're speaking, if you're raising cards, if we're doing any objections, this is the only person that's going to do something, okay? Have you all decided who this person's going to be? Yes? So there's different ways of voting, which I'm going to explain now, so please pay attention. So the first way of voting is when the chair thinks that everyone is going to agree, that it seems like the General Assembly is agreeing with the motion. The chair will simply ask, are there any objections? If you have any objections, if you're against the motion or you want to have a vote on it, you say yes. Just yes, and then we will go to another vote. So you don't have to say if you're in favor or against, you just say yes. If you agree with the motion, then stay silent. If you want to take more time to think about it, then you must also just say so. If there are no objections, the chair will say that the motion has been approved and move on to the next point. Then we have a card raising votes. You all received the green and the red cards. When the chair asks for those in favor, raise your card, raise your green cards. If you raise one green card, that means one vote in favor. If you raise 2 green cards, that means 2 votes in favor. You also have the red cards, so when the chair asks for those of you against or opposed, then you will raise your red cards. Any cards that you don't raise, you have 2 2 hands to raise. Let's say you only raise one. One red one. That means that the other vote is abstain. So any cards that aren't raised are an abstain vote. Okay, then there's the roll call vote, which is very similar to the opening one we've done. So the person taking the minutes, which is Akil, will call out your country and you will say your votes. You will say 1 vote against, 1 in favor, or 2 in favor, or 1 in favor, 1 abstain. Okay? This is just a short summary. So any objections, you say nothing if you agree. Card ready vote, raising the card. Roll call is say your vote. Any questions on voting? Anything unclear? Okay. Robert's Rules of Order. This is a set of rules that which we use to conduct the meeting. So they make sure that it's fair, that it's unbiased, and that it's orderly. They're used in so many other organizations like the United Nations, and these rules are in line with our constitution and bylaws. So this is also allows us to never be too strict on matters and to be in a fair middle. Don't ever be afraid to stand up and speak or ask a question. Even if you don't know how to formally do it, we will help you with that. So you will hear a lot of certain way to say something. If you can't remember what that is exactly, that's fine. Just stand up and say it, we will help you with that. You have to behave, you have to behave according to the Robert's Rules of Order, and you have to listen to whatever the chair says. So if the chair will give you the floor, then you will speak. If the chair doesn't give you the floor, you are not allowed to speak. So, if you want to say something, you raise your hand and wait for the chair to give you the right to speak. When you have given them the right to speak, you will stand up, state your name and your country. You have to always do this, and everyone forgets, I know that, but you have to state your name and your country. Okay, if you want to make a motion, you say, I move that. And then you say whatever you want to do. So for instance, when we're proposing the committee, you can say, I move to form the working group on alumni, for example. You just say, I move, and then whatever you want to do. Okay, the motions have to be seconded, so someone else will stand up and say second. Okay, after this has happened, you can discuss the motion. So after seconding, it doesn't mean that it's approved, it just means that you guys can talk about it and you can raise your pros and your cons. You can only speak once until everyone that wants to speak has spoken, then we'll go for a second round. So the chair will also point this out that you have already spoken, so we're going to wait and see if someone else wants to speak first before we will give you the floor again. But it seems like there's no more debate. The chair will call for a vote and on the motion. And then you'll vote in favor of the motion. So make sure that your remarks are relevant. We do not allow you to address a person. You cannot attack a person. You cannot speak directly to a person. You always speak to the chair. You don't speak to each other in the GA. Also try to avoid using people's names so that can be unoffensive to some people or they can feel kind of attacked. So there's a few motions. This is a little bit of a tricky part. Obviously in this room it's very hot. If it becomes too hot and for instance the door is closed and you want it to open, you can make a point of privilege. To stand up, say your name, point of privilege, can somebody please open the door? Something like that. Or if you can't hear a person, but we have the part privilege, which I'll explain in a second. If you don't know some of the facts of something that they're talking about, you ask for a point of information. This is asking a question, not giving information. So for instance, when we're discussing the next symposium, and you didn't really hear what the dates are, you can stand up, say your name, say point of information, what exactly are the dates for this symposium. That's the point of information. A point of order is when the rules are not being followed. So for instance, when I'm letting someone speak for the second time, or there's someone else who wants to speak for the first time, you don't have to wait for the chair to give you the floor. You just stand up, state your name, and say point of order. Okay? This is also in your GA booklet, so if you're not sure which one was which, you can look at that. We've also made it a little bit easier for you this GA, so you have the different colored cards. The yellow card is if you want the person to slow down. So if the chair is speaking too fast, or if the person that's giving an argument is speaking too fast, just raise the yellow card. You don't have to say your name or anything, then it'll be clear to the chair that someone needs to slow down. If it's a really long discussion or you can't hear the point and you want the chair to summarize what has just been said, you raise your blue card. If you want someone to speak louder, if you can't hear what they're saying, raise your orange card. What you could do is write it on your colored cards now which one is which, if that will help you. It also says it in the GA booklet, somewhere in the beginning is this little table to explain which one is which. We'll give you some, if you're a really big MO, we'll give you some more cards because you're very wide spread out. You might need some extra cards to give everyone the opportunity to write if they can't do something. Okay, secondary motions. During the General Assembly, we have one person, the parliamentarian, who you'll be able to address if you have a question about the rules, Robert's Rules of Order, or the Constitution of Ireland. So if you're wondering if this is allowed according to the rules, you can make a parliamentary inquiry. And then you'll ask a question about the rules or clarification. Okay. So besides making a motion, you can also kind of change the motion. So if you want to change some of the wording, you amend the motion. So you say, I move to amend the motion by replacing the word chair with table. If it's just a grammar thing, not looking at specific people, you make a friendly motion. So you just say friendly amendment. It's is and not are, for instance. This doesn't need to be approved, doesn't need to be seconded, it's just something really short and between you can change it. If the motion is already open for discussion, so if it's been seconded, you can withdraw a motion. If you think it's no longer relevant and you don't want to discuss it anymore, you can withdraw. But the GA must approve this motion. If the debate is taking on long and you want to stop the discussions, you can move the previous question, which ends the debate and you will go straight to a vote. But doesn't end the motion, it just makes, we just go to a voting. This will need a 2/3 majority of the vote in order to do this, and then we vote on the motion. There's a lot more, but I wouldn't confuse you more by explaining all of those. Okay, so just to summarize, 2 votes per country, 1 person per GA meeting will vote per session. Everyone has a fair say. Abstain does not mean no, it's just no preference. Different ways of voting. We use Robert's Rules of Order. Please listen to those, listen to the chair. There are different motions. Please stand up, say your name and your country when you want to speak, when you've been given the floor. Don't be afraid to do so. Yes, this is a very formal meeting, but we still know each other and we can help you. That's all fine. Okay, so I would now like to make a move to give the observers of the General Assembly the right of speech. I move.
I think you know how to say if there's a move.
I move. Second. So now I said I move, and someone has a second. Now this is open for discussion. So what this means is that sometimes there's people that want to just see the GA, or the people that are coming in for just a few days that want to be in GA and have something useful to say that they are allowed to. Because otherwise, it's only the delegates that are in this GA booklet are allowed to speak. So now I'm assuming that all of you are agreeing with this motion. The chair will ask for any objections, which currently is Anil.
Is there any objection? No, we are fine.
Okay, that means that there's no objection, so the motion is passed. So any observers of the GA at this point are given the right to speak if the chair gives them the floor. So it still depends on if the chair gives the right. Okay, so this also involves a candidate member, so you're now allowed to speak, which is a good thing. Okay, so another thing is, in your booklet you will find the exco, the secretary, and the trust reports. We'll vote on them in a later TA. Please read them. You'll also have the opportunity to ask them about their tasks. Also, if you'd like to hear a little bit more about something, that's the opportunity to do it. So please take the next few days to read it. I've also sent out several documents with the bylaw amendments, with the policies. Please read those. If you find it handy they're also in the GA booklet, but if someone doesn't have the GA booklet and still wants to have them, you can put them on your phone or on your laptop. If you haven't read them, please read them, because it really, really, really helps the GA. Oh, sorry. I didn't put them in the booklet, the state trees. The MOUs in the contract, those are in the booklet, but the So if you want them with you, please take your laptop or put them on your phone. We'll also show them. So thank you for your attention. Are there any questions? I know this is a lot, but if something is still unclear, just please let me know.
Cousin Abraham, IVSA Austria, point of information. Are we allowed to speak now? Because we are the OC, we are not official delegates.
Actually, your itinerary booklet maker was very smart to put your names in the booklet and your delegates. Yes.
Everyone allowed?
So you're also allowed to vote together. Yeah. So you're yes. You are. Any other questions? Okay.
Okay. Let's move with the next point, which is election of chairman, election committee, and parliamentary. Let me explain shortly what they are doing. Chairman, who is chairing the General Assembly, she or he is in the charge of the General Assembly. Even in the General Assembly, he or she is more than charged than me. So imagine that. Okay? Until the exit, she or he will be more than charged than me. So, it's chairman. An election committee who is checking the election and voting. As you know, we will be election for the IVSA officials and to next symposium. Yeah, next symposium. And so election committee will be checking this. Parliamentary, who is to General Assembly and experts taking advice about the competition and by law. Sometimes General Chair knows most of them and GA knows most of them, but sometimes we stop and we ask the parliamentarian and she or he answer to the right answer to us about the competition and bylaws. Okay. Now officially I am opening to the first opening to the nomination of the first chairman. Is there any nomination for the chairman? Andre?
Second.
Emma Lauren, do you accept? Is you will do that? Is there any other nomination to be chaired to the GM?
Who wants to be chair, guys?
Is there any nomination? Okay. Since we have no other nomination, Emma Van Rijn accepted as the chairman of the General Assembly of 65th Vienna Summer Congress. And officially, I'm out. I made a lot of work until this time, as you saw it. So now I'm going to rest next 10 days. Find out the parties if you have any questions. See you guys.
Okay, we're moving on to the election committee. So like Camille said, those are the people that will be unbiasedly counting the votes. They will make sure that all of the motivation letters are put up. They'll be arranging everything with the elections. These people are unbiased, and we need 3 people to do it. 1 person needs to be from the expo or from a previous expo, and 2 other members of the GA. Are there any nominations for election committee? Brian?
Brian Jocums, IVSA SADMA. I would like to nominate Panos Galasantos from IVSA Executive Committee, Nandi Van Rani from IVSA South Africa, and Anna Maria Eichen from IVSA Romania for the election committee.
Okay, so we have 3 nominations. Panos, do you accept? Nandi, do you accept? Anna, do you accept? Are there any other nominations for election committee? Second. Yes. Sure. Second. And you accept? Are there any other nominations? Okay, hearing no other nominations. Since there are no other nominations, Panos Galasanos, Anna Maria Lipan, and Nandi van Rijk are now elected as the election committee. Thank you very much. Okay, now we're opening nominations for parliamentarian. Are there any nominations for parliamentarian? Kiki?
Kiki Stein, IVSA Netherlands. I would like to nominate Natalie Chan for parliamentarian.
Second.
Not in the exit. Are there any other nominations for parliamentarian? Hearing none, Malcolm is now elected as a parliamentarian. Okay, so you've all had the agenda, the previous draft, so move on to the next point, which is amendments to and approval of the proposed agenda. You've all had them sent to you, which is a very, very early draft. The agenda is in the back of the itinerary booklet. The only problem is that GA6 is not correct. This is the same as GA5. So I'll just go through it quickly. So the main points are still the same. So this is the GA agenda for today. The only problem is that GA6 is. Okay, I don't want to go through it because then you're going to see who's like X's or Y's. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Okay. Are there any objections to approving the agenda? Hearing no objections, then the agenda has been approved. Okay. Next point on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the 64th IVSA Congress in Romania. This is a delegate support from which I'll explain to you now. So during the symposium in Taiwan, we've already discussed this matter. So usually the minutes are taken during Congress by the Secretary General or designee of the Secretary General, who is currently appealed. So he'll be taking the minutes and we'll be working together to publish the minutes 60 days after the Congress. Unfortunately, the Secretary General, the previous Secretary General, not me, the previous Secretary General, who took the minutes, I would say, Congress in Romania, did not publish the minutes and did not send them to us, unfortunately. So when we wanted to approve the minutes in Taiwan, we didn't have them, so that's why we had to postpone until now. Unfortunately, we still don't have them. This is also an issue which has been discussed in Taiwan. There are some communication issues and legal action has been taken, also regarding other situations. The expert can explain to you more about this if you have any questions, because I don't want to explain it again because there's nothing for you to discuss. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask any of the experts because they know all about it. It's not a secret. You can also read the minutes from IVSA symposium. So the chair would like to entertain a motion to postpone approval of the minutes from the 64th IVSA Congress in Romania to the special general assembly, which is kind of like the next symposium. Yeah.
Brian Jacobs, IVSA staff.
Okay, so the chair, just I haven't explained. Yeah, I will you have to speak louder next time. So the chair is not allowed to make a motion, so the chair will entertain a motion, which is kind of suggesting a motion. If the motion, so the motion has to be made by one of you. So what you do is you just state the name of your country, you stand up, and you say so moved, which basically means whatever she just said, that's in our motion, and then it needs to be seconded. So the chair entertained a motion to postpone approval of the minutes of the 64th IVSA Congress Romania to the special general assembly. Brian said so moved. And there's a second. Is there any discussion on this topic? Any questions? Anything you want to know about this? Okay. Are there any objections to postponing the approval of the minutes? Okay. Hearing no objections, the motion has passed and the approval of the minutes has been postponed. Next item is the approval of the minutes from the 64th IVSA Symposium in Taiwan. These have all been sent to you as well. Are there any, so the chair would like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the 64th IVSA Symposium in Taiwan.
Arnold Tour, IVSA expert, moved. So moved.
Are there any questions, amendments, anything about the minutes that you want to share? Okay. Are there any objections to approving the minutes of the symposium in Taiwan? Hearing no objection, motion is passed and the minutes is approved. Thank you very have a proposal to form the working group on alumni. To explain, currently we have the working group on alumni, which got formed during the 64th IVSA Congress in Romania, with the condition that it would be only for 1 year, so that the work could kind of be evaluated and then we could see again if we wanted to propose it again. So Expo has evaluated the work, has discussed it with the working group and alumni, and we want to propose a working group on alumni again for another period of time. So the chair would like to entertain a motion to, it's a real one, form a working group on alumni until it is dissolved by the General Assembly. The working group on alumni will have 4 working group members, including the chair. So the trust will appoint one of the trust members as the chair for the working group on alumni for the term of 2016-2017. The chair will then select 3 other members, of which at least 1 member is a graduated vet, if one applies, based on submitted application forms at the end of September. Okay, so the idea is that the newly elected trust will decide on someone within the trust to be the chair of the working group on alumni, just to make sure that the communication is a little bit easier, and then for the year after that, it will be elected by the GA. So you have elections like any other working group on alumni. Are there any questions, any discussion? Shadi? Yeah. Well, the trust will agree among themselves who is going to be the chair, so it's not really an issue if someone is volunteering. They are agreeing amongst each other who's going to be. No, for the first year it will be the trust and the group that will be talking amongst themselves and who would be the best fit for the chair, and then 3 other members that are selected by him will become the working group alumni, and then the year after that we'll have elections with someone that can get elected. We've decided to do this, and we don't think that there will be a trust with interest, because if you're running for trust, it shows that you're interested in helping and still advising the exco and staying involved. Therefore, it's very likely that there's also going to be someone that's interested in helping with this as well. Okay. Any other questions?
Brian Jokums, IVSA Sabna. I make a friendly amendment to spell assembly in the first line ASSE and BLY.
It's not a bylaw amendment, so it doesn't actually matter much how it's written. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Are there any objections to forming the working group on alumni within the conditions that have just been named in the motion? There is no objection, the motion has passed, and we have now formed the working group on alumni. Okay, next on the agenda, we have a proposal to form a standing committee on wellness. So as I described in the presentation, we've been focusing a lot on raising awareness on the issue of wellness. Guys, please be quiet. Because it's a really big issue within veterinary medicine, which I'm sure that most of you have heard of in universities or from our social media platforms. Currently, there's been a few people that have been working on several projects, and the expo has evaluated the plan that kind of suggested. I think that we could really benefit from having the formal committee. So the chair would like to entertain a motion to form a standing committee on wellness until it is dissolved by the General Assembly, with the being the health first. The standing committee on wellness will have 4 committee members, including the chair. The chair will be elected by the General Assembly. The chair will then select 3 other members based on submitted application forms at the end of September. Yeah? Okay. Are there any questions or comments about this? Okay. Are there any objections motion of forming a standing committee on wellness? Hearing no objection, the motion has passed, and we now have a standing committee on wellness. So you will now be able to elect a chair during these elections for committees and working groups already. So that's why we started with this and not with our traditional nominations. So next up, we have nominations for the executive committee. We are now all electing the new executive committee for next year that will start on the 1st of September. We already have the president, which is Malcolm John. The president already at symposium, so he had 6 months time to kind of get used to everything and already be more involved with how it all works. At this point in time, I would like to open the nominations for Expo. The nominations will be open until GA4. This is not insanely longer time, so please be clear, until GA4. Are there any nominations for the Expo?
IVSA Captain Abraham, IVSA Austria. I want to nominate Denise van Ekkelsen, for Secretary General from IVSA Netherlands.
Second. We had a bottom limit, so we no longer have the second. So there's no seconds.
That's done as next.
Was it easy step?
She sent me something where she says I'm accepting, but
Okay, if she's accepting, accepting. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for Expo at this point in time? Yeah. Nada?
Not on the IVSA South Korea. I would like to nominate Andre Nicola, IVSA Republic for the
Thank you very much. Are there any other nominations for Expo? Andre? Andre, do you accept? Andre here, he's not here.
For the option, but we accept. There are 3 Andre, one of them can accept.
One second, guys. That's the way you use it. Austria, you're in your country.
Another. Anybody who's coming, I don't understand. What the fuck?
You take it, guys.
not really loud.
Are there any other nominations in the meantime? Any other nominations for Expo?
Come on.
Okay, while you're waiting, so we're closing the GA during GA session 4. The presentations are also during GA session 4. So if you plan on getting nominated in GA session 4, make sure that you've already filled in the form that we've sent you, because you're going to have to give the presentation almost immediately after. This is done this way because there's certain rules on how much time there is between the presentations and the elections, and with the current schedule, we couldn't have it in a later GA. Okay, I will also repeat it just now on the next one. Did they go back to the hostel or something?
Maybe I was a Romanian nurse.
Okay, does someone from Romania want to confirm it? Oh, someone to confirm here, sir? Okay. Thank you very much. I'm done. Any other nominations for Expo at this point in time? You'll be able to nominate the next GA as well. Hearing no other nominations, nominations are now closed. Nominations for Secretariat are now open. Are there any nominations for Secretariat at this point in time? Okay, same story here. There's going to be nominations are open until GA4, and then you'll get the presentation straight after. Here, no nominations. Nominations are now closed. Nominations for the trust. Are there any nominations? Are they now open? Are there any nominations for the trust?
Akil Gina, IVSA Exco. I would like to nominate Emma van Rooyen, IVSA Exco for trust.
Emma, do you accept?
I accept.
Jun Chung, IVSA Malaysia. I would like to nominate Ann-Catherine Oates for trust.
Okay, I'm ready to accept. Thank you very much. Are there any other nominations at this point for the trust? Okay, here are no nominations. Nominations are now closed. Nominations for committee chair. We now have 6 committees. Are there any nominations for any of the chair positions at this point in time? Okay, here are no nominations. Nominations are now closed. So just to repeat, nominations are open until GA4. The presentations will be in GA4. I'm pretty sure they're in GA4. We'll be voting on in GA6. You guys have also time to look at the nominees, discuss it in your time free. Also discuss the nominees. And there's also nominee forms that will be hung up so you can read the motivations for the reasons. Oh, there's something else. What? Okay. This is a nomination for symposium a year and a half from now. So currently we have a nomination from IVSA South Africa. Nomination open till GA4. Those presentations will be in GA5. The voting will also be in GA6. At this point in time, are there any other nominations for symposium a year and a half away? There is no other nominations. Nominations are now closed. Nominations for Congress, 2 years away. We won't be voting on this now. It will be voted on during the next special General Assembly. Are there any nominations for Congress 2 years away? Any nominations for Congress? Hearing no nominations, nominations are now closed. So, I just copy-pasted the wrong slide. Elections are in GA6. The presentation is Q&A are in GA4, which is the 31st of August. You have a nominee form that will also be up on the website, IVSA.org website. You have to send it to election@ivsa.org. It will be really clear on the website on what you have to do, and I'll also post it on Facebook. The voting will happen by written ballot, so you'll have a list of names, and you have to make a preferential for each position. So say there's 3 people for, let's say, Secretary General, you have to do 1, 2, 3 in order of preference. The voting is totally and completely anonymous, so nobody will know who you voted for. Okay, next on we have the Excellence Award. So the Excellence Award is awarded to an IVSA member who has done a really, really good job in their position, whether that's a regular member or a IVSA official. So these awards are handed out during symposium and during Congress. So now we will be handing out them as well. So the Exco will actually elect an the same member from the nominations that have been retrieved through the forms and select the winner. Joseph, do you have a question?
Joseph Love, UK and Ireland. For your information, who was nominated for what in EXCO? Because I couldn't actually hear what they said.
Oh, okay. I'll quickly repeat. Denise van Eekelen, Netherlands, was nominated for Secretary General. Andre Wittela from Brunel was elected, nominated. Wishful thinking, no, I'm joking. Was nominated as Member Organization Director, and Andre Umboer, who is now here, hello, was nominated for Development Aid Director for that. Yep. Back to Excellence Award. So there were 10 nominations for submitted, and after carefully reviewing all the nominations, the EXCO would like to nominate and elect and congratulate Michael Wang from IVSA China Beijing. Michael is currently the president of IVSA China Beijing, and he deserves the Excellence Award in our and the person nominated because his efforts to inform the Chinese students on everything that IVSA does and in Chinese. So he basically translates everything that we send out into Chinese so that all his other students can understand what it is. He's helped grow his student member organization from 0 to 70 members. He's currently representing IVSA at a One Health event in China, and he's also giving a workshop together with IVSA, which he felt was very important instead of being a farmer, so that's being very selfless by doing that. He's also really working really hard to help create the national level of IVSA China. The Chinese students are so impressed with his work that they call him the legend. So this is the reason for nominating and electing Michael.
It's so
Georgina, IVSA.
sorry. Georgina, IVSA Exco. Michael is a part of Standing Committee on Veteran Education and not so just so you know.
Just to inform you, so some people nominate other people, so those nominated might not know that they're nominated, so we're now just quickly going to show everyone who's nominated, just to give them a big round of applause as well for obviously doing a good job. Okay. Moving on to the next point. The presentation of IVSA activities, the development fund activities, and the committee activities. Let's start with development fund. Sophie. Sophie Smith, who is our development aid director.
Okay. So I'm the development aid director. My name is Sophie. So I'll just quickly go through the different projects we've had this year with both the development fund and the scholarship fund. So we'll start with the development fund. We have raised 2,059 euros during the auction and the symposium in Taiwan, which was really good. And that was then including the raffle for the ones that were there. Remember the to be raffle. We raised 882 euros during merchandise, also during Taiwan. And during the SAPMA symposium, we raised $1,534 US dollars. So we are well on our way to making the 5,000 euros that's needed for getting the maximum amount from Hills, which is really good. Right. And what have we spent money on? We have a project with Bangladesh, which was from the last year, and it's still ongoing. It's for a school that has 450 students, and they lack a lot of different veterinary equipment after school. So, as was agreed from the last Expo, they have been granted 12,000 euros for different types of equipment. And we're working with different companies to try to match it together and ship it, and it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of money that goes to things that's like shipments and stuff like that, which is a bit of a pity. So yeah, a project that I chose for this year was with Burley. It's a school in the Philippines that got that applied for the VS fund in spring, and they were selected because their application form was really good. They had a great motivation. They were not IVSA members, so now they are an MO. And they are a new school, and they really need new cabinets and tables for their school. So I'll show some pictures just so you guys can get an idea of our new MO. As you guys can see, they have plastic tables and chairs, and their facilities are quite bad. So I have talked to them now, and we are making a budget, and we've said that maximum 10,000 euros will be granted to them. Next, we've had a project with Vet Books for Africa. As you guys know, we had an MOU with them, and the project aims then to give veterinary books and educational tools to African schools in the southern area of Africa. So, Vet Books for Africa, just to quickly explain, it is a student organization run by the school in Victoria by students, and they do it every 2 years, and pretty much they collect everything they can get their hands on, all sorts of books and veterinary equipment, and then they drive around to different schools that they have partnerships with and agreements with, and they give out books. So it's very efficient and helps a lot of students. So we did a book drive during the Stavno Symposium, which went not so good, and we did a book drive in Auburn in the US, which went really well. So we sent those books to South Africa, and they have arrived. We're also shipping some computers that were donated by WhatsApp, and we really encourage our MOs to send books to this organization that we have a partnership with. And the books will be delivered to the different schools in December, I think. Next is the scholarship fund. So, as you guys probably know, the past 2 years there's been a lot of scholarships that we have been handing out, and that was through the MAH IVSA Scholarship and Travel Grant Program. That is not finished. We have ended that contract, and all the students that had received the scholarship have now gotten the money, have been to their internships, come home, gotten the report, sent in the reports, and we've gotten the receipts. So it's all finished now. And we still have the MAH Europe with Mark, which is $2,000. No, sorry, 2,000 euros, and it's for 2 scholarships. So we had applications for that now during the spring, and there were a lot of people that applied for it. And since it's only 2 scholarships, it was really difficult to choose who we were going to give it to. But we did a short list of, me and Anna, we did a short list of 5 that were equally good, and then we just sent it to EXCO so they could decide. And EXCO thought that there was a student from Bangladesh and another from Malaysia that deserved it the most. So they are having their internship now and getting the grant. We do have a partnership with FBE, who also has scholarships, and there will be a IVSA member on the board for the selection committee. So obviously she will be helping IVSA members to get the scholarships. And the scholarship, I think, will open sometime during the fall. I'm not sure exactly when, but more information on that on the IVSA website. And next, another Multiview. So the MOU has been signed, and this year we got 600 euros that was to be spent, and we worked on how to best spend the money, and we decided then that we would set up a membership fee fund. And this was then ready for the symposium in Taiwan, and to make it fair, we opened it only to the ones that were accepted in Taiwan, because they then had a paid fee. So we opened it then to the MOs that had been that were newly made members of IVSA during Taiwan, and of the people that applied, there were 3 that were given free membership for this year. So the plan is that the money that we had left over, we spent on 2 reduced fees for Congress. So there are 2 people sitting here that got reduced fees thanks to this fund. And that's how we spent the money for this year. We have gotten now the money that we will spend for next year, and we plan to spend it on similar things. So after Congress, we will open applications to all our MOs that can apply for this fund, and you will get a chance then to have free membership for this year, which will be really nice for those that can't afford it. Hopefully in the future we can increase it and have more reduced fees for Congress and Symposium. That's the goal. And if we get a lot of money, we hope to spend it on scholarships as well. That's the plan. This year we have a lot of merchandise that we're selling, and the surplus will go to the development fund. And we have then hoodies that were ordered. So everyone that has ordered a hoodie, the hoodies are here, and you can pay with them with cash. And we're also setting up PayPal, so you can pay with PayPal as well. There are IVSA mugs that everybody, even those that haven't ordered, can buy. We'll be selling them today and tomorrow, and then the last 2 days of Congress. And we also have passport holders, which are really cool, and pins. We got 3 pins, both gold and silver. It's nice, really nice. So yeah, buy the merchandise. Finally, we have also a agreement, a partnership with VetPD, which is really, really cool. And they are then giving away a free spot to a seminar, a VetPD seminar. So any one of you guys can win a place to go to a VetPD seminar, which is really, really amazing. And then you think, okay, can I afford to go to wherever it is? They have many seminars, different topics, all sorts of things, and it's all over the world, both in America, in Europe, and in different places. So if you're interested, we can print out some more information. You guys can have a look. And to make it fair, instead of auctioning it away, we are doing a raffle. So you can buy raffle tickets, and we'll do it online, so you don't have to worry about your number. And you can buy as many raffle tickets as you want, and then we'll raffle away the winner, and then it can be anybody. So please buy also raffle tickets. I think that was it. Also, I forgot one more thing. We have also gotten some vet coach books, which we'll be selling for 15 euros with the merchandise. They're really amazing. Have a look at them. Usually they cost 25 euros, and I think we only have 20 that we're selling, so not everybody can get them. So if you want to have a look at them, please let us know, and we'll get it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sophie.
Are there any questions or comments?
No? Okay. Then let's go to the next presentation.
presenting. I'm not going to present everything that I did this year. So as Secretary General, you do your standard tasks like making minutes, scheduling meetings, and other stuff. And Assistant President where possible. I'm going to explain a few of my specific projects that I've done. So we've made introduction videos for expo positions to explain what they do. So if you're interested in running for an expo position or you just want some more information on it, then go to the IVSA YouTube account, which is Public Relations Coordinator YouTube account. I will post them, they'll be up on the website, and they'll be posted onto the Facebook group as well. They're really short, but they're really, really informative on what they exactly do. Then there's an IVSA presentation template, which is very, very much requested. So the presentation I gave in the beginning will be available for all of you. And it has, as you can see in the photo, it has the notes in the bottom so you know exactly what to say each slide. So you don't have to come up with the whole story. So this you can present in your remote because I know it's really difficult to come back from the GA and try to explain to everyone in your university what IVSA actually does. So that's why we have a template presentation which you can all use and simply just show them. Then we've changed, we've introduced something else, which is report cards for all the IVSA officials. It happens very often that someone who's been an IVSA official the next year runs for another position the year after, and it's very useful to just get the opinion of everyone that's working with this person on how well he did, just so that we have a little bit to go off of during the elections. So every IVSA official has received or will receive a report card, as you can see. It grades how well someone did, how well the communication was, and it also explains what these person's strengths are and what they need to improve on. So when we're doing elections and the GA would like to see your report card, you can request it. We're not going to give all the report cards to you just so you can see it. If you want to see it, someone in the GA just asks them to see the report card for this person. So that's why I'm informing you so that you know you can ask for it. Then we've been able to write feedback on an internal quality management guideline for E, which is the European Association for Establishment of Veterinary Education, which is really cool because they accredit universities in Europe and also some outside of Europe. So they're a really important organization within veterinary medical education. And they've actually been making guidelines to introduce a new system to all vet schools, that they will all be using a system where they work with outcome assessments. So that kind of means that your skills after you graduate, if they're good enough and if your education actually teaches you the right things. And within these guidelines, they want to involve students, and we're allowed. So they've asked us for feedback on how we can involve students and what they should be doing. Which is really a great opportunity for us to actually help change the curriculum from the schools, which is something that we haven't been able to do in the past. So this is a really new thing that will really, really help with raising veterinary education. So this is the document, this is one of the graphs where you can see that students are included. In the left bottom one is the students, and we wrote a report that's behind this. Yeah, so you can see that we wrote a report advising them on like different methods that they can use, different things they can do. It'll also be available to use if you want to see like what we did, then you can. We've also done a survey and an article on veterinary education. We'll be doing a new one. So when we launch it, please understand the importance of it. So it was initiated by invitation to give a lecture during the ORE Global Conference on Veterinary Education. And all the people that are involved in veterinary education worldwide were present there. We presented on how and what students want to learn. So we did research on the topic and the current characteristics of this generation of students, and we did a survey for IVSA members, and we actually made a few statements and suggestions on how to improve veterinary education, since you all know it's not an easy course, so what they can do to make it easier for students. So the current conclusion is that a lot of the teaching methods are kind of outdated and very conservative and traditional, and it's not necessarily the best way to go about it. So they need to be evaluated, developed, and changed to make sure that all the students kind of reach their potential. We're also suggesting different ways of doing that based on you guys' survey. The survey was done during exam period, so we didn't get that many replies. So we're going to do it again next year. We'll make sure with very specific questions. So if you see it, please fill it in. Please ask your friends to see it. It doesn't matter if they're IVSA members or not. As many different students as we want, because we got so many positive feedback from this. There's so many universities that have been asking us if they can get the results because they want to use it in their veterinary curriculum. The more replies we have, the bigger our statement is. So this is the article that you also see later, which is the first one. So those are kind of the things that we did that really involve you as well. Brian, do you want to come to the energizer? Okay, so we're going to have to break somewhere soon, but everyone is kind of closing off. It's a lot of talking. The first year is always a lot of talking from this side, and not so much talking from that side. But the next year, that will change. We'll be a bit more interactive. So we're going to have Brian help us become a little bit more active again. So the teachers will do like.
Alright, some of you guys did it last year in IVSA Romania, Congress in Romania, but I will teach you guys the wobble if you forgot it. It's basically a dance that it's really easy to learn and everyone can do it. They'll play a song and it's associated with that song, but I'll just go through the movements really quickly. The first movement is you're basically just hopping forward and you're bringing your body back, wobbling backwards. So it's like and you do that for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then at the next beat you'll hop backwards and bring your body forward and do the exact same thing opposite. So it's like after that you proceed to jump to the right and wobble to the left side, and then jump to the left and wobble to the right side. So it looks like and you can get creative with your wobbling to add your own little flip. After that, it's simply 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back, and you do that twice. So it looks like this. And then after that, you're basically stepping and tapping your toe as you turn like a quarter turn towards the left. It'll make sense once we get started, and then after that quarter turn, you'll start with the next hop, and you'll hop forward wobbling to the back, and it repeats. So those of you around that were in Romania might know it and can help guide, but we'll probably need to spread out, so everyone needs to get up.
Guys, you might want to come back to the right. Guys, you might want to move to the right and not stand behind your desk.
Ready?
Everybody ready? OC! Help! Wait. Okay, try it now.
Are you making your attempt to video making? You should take the picture. You should dance.
Very soft. Okay.
Yeah, is it taking video?
We're going to start next. Alright, top forward, wobble back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, wobble back. And forward. To the left. Welcome.
Can you speak louder?
It was normal when I do that in my background.
No. Have a perfect student here later that you can help you.
Anyway, good job, guys.
So my name is Gina. I'm the committee coordinator. So my job is pretty much to just look after all the committees and make sure that they're doing their work and help them with projects we needed and be the link between extra committees. So I'm going to pull Isaac up in a bit. I just want to do one thing very quickly. So something we literally did very recently and launched it is the IVSA committees.org website. We had a lot of complaints from everybody with regards to the way the committees were structured and how they were very separate from one another. And we spent a little bit of time and we put everything under one roof. So I'm just quickly going to go into the website so everyone can see the layout, and then Isaac, you can come down so long. Yeah. Okay, so that's the home page, and you can see there's all the different tabs. So veterinary education is for SCOBY, One Health is for the SCO, animal welfare is the Animal Welfare Committee, the policies is the working group of policies, and the alumni. We also have a really nice other website which is called the IVSA Edu platform, which is where you can find any information that is open source. So whether anything with regards to veterinary education, you can go onto that. And there's free things from universities in Barcelona to universities in California, UC Davis, to places in Utrecht that provide free material, and you guys can go see it. So go look at the website. All the things that all the committees do are there. I'm going to talk a bit more later about what all the different committees do. But first, I'm just going to talk about the working group on alumni.
So thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much, Ray, for the energizer. I think you need it. I don't know what you think. My name is Isaac, and I'm the chair of the working group on alumni. And I'll explain you a little bit the new things of what we do this second semester. First of all, Emma just gives some details, but just to clarify and make sure that everyone knows. Can anyone here explain it, like just sentence what is alumni or who are alumni? Just to clarify that everyone knows it and understands it. Otherwise, I'll explain it to you.
Former students, former veterinary students who still want to be part of IVSA.
Yeah, that's
Point of information. Please raise up your chapter. Your name.
It's fine.
No, it's fine.
It's a
Point of information. I am sorry.
We just can keep it informal. Yeah, thank you. Just to clarify that, alumni are those former and non-former IVSA members, and one that graduated still wants to be part of IVSA and involved in it. Okay? Now, I want you to think about different ways on how alumni could help us. Just to keep it in mind. Does anyone have one? Right.
Right jobs for us.
Pardon?
Right jobs for us after we leave.
Yeah.
After we finish veterinary school.
That's good. Any idea? We can keep it informal. I mean, very close person. You go. Yeah, right. Yeah. Nice. Any other idea? That's very good. Okay, to summarize, the projects and the things that alumni could help us would be financial support, safe, educational opportunities, internships, externships, mentorships, and so on. That's the team that work in the working group and alumni. So, our aim as a working group and alumni was, first, that's what we did in the first semester, just to clarify the structure and alumni. So we could have alumni members in the IVSA. So we just changed a little bit the bylaws. So now alumni can be members of IVSA with this name, alumni members. And the second thing that we did was, is pretty much explained here, was to start the network of alumni. What will be the network? Because we want alumni to help us, but for that we need to know and we need to have alumni. And that's pretty much what we did. So, first, Akil already showed to you, we had the website, and alumni has its partner website. Then we have a Facebook group on alumni, where we're just trying to get as many alumni as possible there. Then we created the application form, the IVSA declaration, and then that's the process on how to become alumni. And just to explain a little bit more, website. So it's a website that Akil just showed to you. You would go to what it says. Well, I'll show you it. On the top of the website, there's different communities. You'll see alumni, and then you just click on there, and you'll find the alumni part of the website. Then there's the Facebook group. So we initially had a Facebook group, but now we're moving the Facebook group to a Facebook page because Facebook changed its policies, and now it's difficult to manage groups in a Facebook group. So we have to make a Facebook page. The advantages of it is that you just can invite everyone when you organize an event out of this Facebook group, a Facebook page, and not all your friends, and then you just can check the followings and like all the followings and the comments of all the different posts. The alumni application form, and it's now open, officially open. It's on the website. So as I showed you, you would go to alumni, and you would go to register. You would find the alumni membership application. So you're gonna start sharing with your friends. You probably will receive more information after the Congress. But if you want, and if you want to check others' work and the website, you just can go have a look at the application. Okay, you will see that the application asks you about personal information, studies, your work in IVSA, and so on. That's the application form for the students who are graduated, just the graduated ones. Okay, you just can have a look, but if you are still a student, don't do it. Otherwise, we'll get like golden thank you for offering help to other students. One, you're still a student. And then that's the alumni declaration. It's part of the application process, and maybe it's how it's going to work is I want to be alumni. I go through the Google form I showed you. Then we are going to receive that you want to be alumni. We'll contact you, and we'll send you this alumni declaration form. That is something that you need to print, you need to sign, and you need to send it back to us. Okay, so we agree that you become alumni. And finally, during this Congress in Austria, from the 28th of July to the 31st of July, it's going to be held the second alumni event in Austria here. It's going to be 19 alumni. They're going to join us during the social part of the program during the night. We hope you can interact with them, and yeah, and you'll see them around. That's basically it. Yeah, that's the report. If you have any questions so far, okay, yeah. The membership fee. That's something that needs to be will be discussed later.
And during the GA, we're going to propose to you, and the GA approves a fee or not. Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much, Isaac.
Okay, so I'm going to go through the other committees. So unfortunately the chairs can't be present. Some of them have tests and exams and a lot of other things. So the first one we start off with is SCOBY. So SCOBY is the Standing Committee on Veterinary Education. So their mission is to facilitate the distribution of knowledge to veterinary students throughout the world. This is their second year in existence, and they're probably one of the most active committees. They do a lot, and they're probably one of the nicest committees because they provide a lot of free material for you guys to look at. So I'm not going to go through all of this and read it all because there's a lot. And these things all get posted onto the IVSA committee's website. But what they really are there to do is to promote education, and they have a whole lot of different ranges of how they do that for you. So there's the globalization, innovation, free knowledge opportunities, etc. So the SCOBY team this year was led by Babisha Patel from the UK and Ireland, who did it really well. And she was helped by 8 other people, ranging from the States to Asia. Michael, who won the Excellence Award, is also part of SCOBY, as well as people from Africa. So it's really a very diverse group, and they gave a lot of different interesting points on everything. So they have 6 domains in which they work. That's the EduPlus, and they make the main project for EduPlus is the EduPlus platform, which once again, you can access through the IVSAcommittees.org website. They have a trainee section, a career, the curriculum, interdisciplinary collaboration, and policy. So those guys work with a working group on policies. So the EduPlus, as I mentioned, their first thing is the EduPlus platform, which you can access through IVSAcommittees.org. We also do webinars. Recently we did a webinar with WAVMA. So those of you that were in Romania will remember WAVMA came to speak to us. WAVMA is the World Aquatic Veterinary Medicine Association. They came to speak to us, and we did a very nice webinar on pet medicine with them. Moving on, what we've done is we're working with Vet Med Academy, which is an online platform, and they're providing a place for us to store a lot of material. So a lot of educational material that I've created, you can also access through Vet Med Academy. Then EcoVet, this is a very nice one. So guys, this is literally free for you guys all to use. So I highly recommend all of you going onto the community.org website. All you have to do is you fill in a Google form, and you have free access to things. So, like, it's literally that easy. So the EcoVet is an online imaging website, and it helps you with radiographies, ultrasounds, etc. So you literally go onto the committee's website, go to the SCOBY tab, you'll see a lot of open calls, go to them and sign up because you guys can use these things for free, and they really do help. Then the career map. This is something that SCOBY is insanely proud of, and the entire IVSA is really proud of. So, and we've been getting compliments from all our partner organizations. And you guys will see this. We printed it out for you, so the activity fair with the international stamps, you guys will be able to see this. But once again, you can access it. The career map is there to assist you all, every one of you. A lot of people think that the only thing to do after you've studied veterinary medicine is to become a clinician. But the career map shows you that is not true, and that there's a very, very wide range of places to actually go into. And there's a whole lot of different things. So there's a presentation, as well as a very large document, I think it's 50 pages, of more detail on each of the different positions where you can work, and more information about it. So I would highly recommend all of you guys to go and look at it. Also, once again, on the committee's website. Then student wellness, so SCOBY and the student wellness group, which was an informal group and now it's become a formal group, have produced leaflets about student wellness, and that again on the committee website, so please go take a look at that. This was the survey that was spoken about earlier by Emma, and we did a presentation on this at the OIE Veterinary Education Conference in Bangkok. These are the monthly newsletters that I've produced. So every month there'll be a newsletter from the different committees. VetStream and SCOBY Ambassador. So, is anyone here a VetStream SCOBY Ambassador? Hans? Oh, Joe. Okay, so VetStream is a British company that provides resources for those of you in your clinical years. And what it is it's a lot of diagnostics and a lot of information about how to treat a patient, and you can search. And once again, as an IVSA member, you get free access to it. And normally, I think it costs about £400 a year, and we get it for free. So it's a really, really good thing. You guys can get it for free and access it. But the VetStream SCOBY Ambassadors is, if you become an ambassador for SCOBY and VetStream, you will be paid if you manage to fulfill a certain set of requirements, as well as you be, like it's your duty to help promote SCOBY and the work SCOBY does at the local chapters, local MOs. Vet Talks, these are short 15-minute videos that I've done online. You can find them on YouTube and very soon on another portal. And these are different things from lecturers around the world to give short presentations on like a very specific topic. So all of you guys are more than welcome to go look at it, and it really does help. There's some really great lecturers on there. EVE Student Evaluators. So EVE is, as mentioned earlier, is the European Association of Educators, it's European Association of Establishments on Veterinary Education. For those of you in your final year in Europe, this is very important to you guys, and even the alumni, if you finally graduate. You guys can apply to become a student evaluator, so you'll go with the EVE teams to various campuses within Europe and evaluate their curriculum. And this is something that you can put on your CV, and it carries a lot of weight if you're ever thinking of going in that kind of direction. We've already spoken about this. There was a scoping workshop done in Taiwan, which was about client communication. It went exceptionally well. And this is just what you expect. So more vet talks. We're aiming to have about 70 vet talks by the end of next term. We're looking for new partners, more workshops, more vocational guidance. We're going to try doing more educational material, and we're going to try helping you guys with your curriculum to try finding areas that you guys are struggling in. And this is just from Felicia, a little thank you. So those of you that are around, thank you very much. I think Silja is the only Scopy member. Silja, please stand up. So Silja is part of it. She's also doing a workshop later on in the program. So thank you, Silja, for your hard work in this community. Moving on to the SCO report, that's the Standing Committee on One Health. It was led by Elizabeth Malcolm, and we have two. I'm guessing Clara's not around. That's Claudine. Claudine is here, so she's part of the team. There's no other SCO members. No. Okay, Clara's an OC, she's the Chief of Finance. So first, let's give them a hand and the SCO team for the word. SCO will also be doing a workshop later on. So just to quickly run through the different projects. World Rabies Day, this is held on the 24th of September every year. It's to promote rabies, and we work with different global partners, IVSA, which is medical students. We work with GARP, which is a global alliance for rabies control. We work with a whole lot of different partners to promote rabies education and to stop rabies. There's a target from the OIE and the WHO to end dog-mediated human rabies deaths by the end of 2025. And very nicely, we managed to get ourselves put in there as students being as one of the most important places and the vectors for change. So you guys are the change that would be needed to end rabies around the world, or rabies death. AMR, so AMR is probably, we were spoken about it earlier today. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but AMR is probably the biggest thing right now, especially in the One Health world. And we work with IVSA, IPSF, and hopefully very soon WHO. And we have created a manual. Claudine, you worked on the manual for AMR? Did you work? So Claudine worked on the manual. It's insanely good. We've received praises from all over the world about the manual. And you guys, if you guys are interested even slightly in AMR, go take a look. We did it with our partners, which are medical and pharmaceutical students. And it's got a ton of information, how to create projects, etc. Then LOPOs are very similar to the SCOBY ambassadors. LOPOs are the local veterinary public health officers, and they are set to try creating projects for World Rabies Day, AMR Day, Stop TB Day, etc., within their local MOs and to promote these topics. Then the VPHJ, so we've just released VPHJ number 7. The quality of VPHJs this year has gone up exceptionally, and it's what the VPHJ is, a Veterinary Public Health Journal. It is a journal for students about a variety of One Health topics, veterinary education, animal welfare, and it's honestly, it's a really nice place to just find out really hot topics that interest a lot of you. So please take a look. We'll get it posted onto the IVSA Facebook page soon. This is just the future plans for it. So we're just really trying to grow the logos and create more world days. And that's just a little thank you from Elizabeth to Malcolm, who's from Savannah. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here as well. And yeah, she really was sad that she couldn't come. Then moving on to the Animal Welfare Committee. So the Animal Welfare Committee was led by George Petronis from IVSA Thessaloniki. Unfortunately, there's no animal welfare members here. So we're just going to quickly run through their project. So they had the Did You Know, which was a fact post on their Facebook page every Tuesday, and it was just interesting welfare facts from around the world. We had a story contest, which was about writing or taking pictures of a variety of animal welfare issues within your local MO. We had an Animal Welfare Week. We had a few participants, and what it was to have one big animal welfare event within that week to really promote animal welfare within your local MO and prove it. As veterinary students, we probably need to promote animal welfare, and it's one of the cornerstones of being a veterinarian. So these are just some of the reports. pictures. We've started this, I don't know why it's working like that. So the big debate, it's something we're going to release, and hopefully in the next couple of months it'll get bigger, so I'm not going to talk about it. And they helped Scobie with the symposium. Guys, I'm almost done, I'm really sorry. So I'll just like to, Emma, can you please stand up? And the rest of the OC from the Animal Welfare Conference, can you guys all please stand up? Is it just you?
Yeah.
And
Here, there's one here.
And Dennis was.
And Thomas. But guys, can we please give Emma a hand for the Animal Welfare Conference? This is probably the cornerstone of IVSA's animal welfare this year. It was done exceptionally well. There were partners from all over the world, students, 100 international delegates from around the world, and every one of them loved it. There was a lot of discussions, and hopefully we'll be doing it later, but just to thank you for that. This was just the committee, and then, I feel like that's what I needed. That's all. Okay, that's supposed to be working group on policies. I'm not too sure why I said policy statements. So this is a new group formed in Romania, and you guys will see their work very soon when we go through the policy discussions. But it was led by Hannah, who is also a trust member, as well as Melissa. Is that I'm sorry for all the hard work that we had. There was some family errors. There we go. So what they've done is they created the Bibles, or they've sorted out the Bibles for policies. They've created a couple of manuals. They're on the committee website. And we've really just been focusing on streamlining and making the whole process better. They've also done position statements for us, and there's going to be policy papers. So the three are veterinary student wellness, face-to-face career guidance, and antimicrobial resistance. And we'll discuss them later on. And this is just a little thank you from Hannah. And I must say that Hannah was one of the best kids that she really provided guidance. So I don't think she's watching. She's probably at a wedding or something. But thank you very much. And so I'd like to just give Hannah a hand for all the guidance that she gave. So just to summarize, I know it's been long and I'm really sorry. I know it's really hot in here. Unfortunately, there's not AC in this room. So just a couple of highlights. The IVSA committees are called. Guys, please go look at it and keep looking at it. It's going to always be, it's going to continuously be updated, and there's going to be a ton of information. The World Day, so there's rabies, there's AMR, there's TB. The Animal Welfare Week, we're going to promote it really big next year, but focus on it and try doing something with a new chapter, your local MO. There was a survey with the vet talks, multiple workshops, the creation of the alumni, which I want to thank Isaac for. The submission of policies, and one of the best things is getting involved, guys. Get each of your local chapters to get involved and have a local person. Anke and I have been discussing it, and next year for the EO-MO competition, you guys will get points for every person that you have within your chapter. So points are cool because that means you're close to winning it. So yeah, thank you.
Are there any questions before we start?
Thank you very much. The chair would like to entertain a motion to recess for 20 minutes.
I'll win.
Okay, we recess until 5. That means break.
Andre!